In the heart of a small Pennsylvania suburb, a nuclear facility lost over 600 pounds of weapons-grade uranium, and no one has officially said where it went. Many believe that this operation helped fuel Israel's nuclear program. Other officials say it was caused by sloppy maintenance and poor record keeping. But what if the reality was far scarier? Now, more than ever. This is a story about the NUMEC scandal.
Deedle-dum-dum, deedle-dum-dum. There was a turtle by the name of Bert, and Bert the turtle was very alert. When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do. He'd duck and cover, duck and cover, duck and cover.
In 1957, Israel would make a secret agreement with France in order to build its Dimona nuclear facility in the Negev desert. This would coincide with the NUMEC facility as it started production around the same year of 1956 or 57. However, officially Israel had agreed to not become a nuclear state in order to curb and limit the amount of nuclear-capable countries during the now increasing Cold War. So everything done in Israel required a great deal of secrecy in order to not upset the United States and lose its support and funding. Now that Dimona was finished, Israel needed a large inventory of enriched uranium that couldn't be acquired traditionally. This gave birth to Operation NUMEC. In order to acquire this enriched uranium, Israel would need an inside man. And wouldn't you know it, one of the key founders of NUMEC was a deeply connected Zionist. Insert Zalman Shapiro. A nuclear researcher and metallurgist known for helping the US create the first nuclear-powered submarine, and also known as a prominent and devout Zionist, connected with Israel and Mossad. In fact, upon his death in 2016, the Zionist Organization of America, or the ZOA, President Morton Klein, would say, and I quote, "Zalman was one of the strongest and committed activists for Israel I have ever known. When he set his mind to a pro-Israel, pro-ZOA project, he fought like a tiger to see it through. And see it through he did." Not publicly known as a Zionist or Mossad spy at the time, but later in life would discover to be affiliated and connected to Mossad and connected to the Jonathan Pollard scandal, leading many to believe that he was the key man in this operation to skim weapons-grade uranium from the NUMEC facility and divert it towards Israel's now budding and clandestine nuclear program. In 1965, the FBI would launch an investigation into Zalman and the NUMEC facility after an audit of their inventory showed that 206 pounds of highly enriched uranium was unaccounted for, causing major concern of either theft or a leak within the facility, possibly poisoning the town of Apollo, Pennsylvania. After 4 long years, possibly due to the Vietnam War, J. Edgar Hoover, president of the FBI, halted the investigation at the request of the Central Intelligence Director, Richard Helms. The investigation would later resume and shift its focus towards Zalman himself, as the discovery would raise both the FBI and the CIA alarms. Throughout the 1960s and 70s, Zalman was found to have let numerous Israeli officials into the NUMEC facility, including high-ranking members of the LACOM program, a scientific research organization led by Mossad. One official had a particularly suspicious visit. Rafi Eitan, a third-generation Zionist, having been born to 2 Zionist parents who immigrated from Russia to Palestine in 1923. A highly successful Mossad intelligence officer, known for his position as chief coordinator in the plan to capture Adolf Eichmann, that was a major success. Later, Eitan would also be caught directly involved in the Pollard scandal, admitting his guilt and having an arrest warrant put out by the FBI. Eitan was allowed into the NUMEC facility, most likely on behalf of Mr. Shapiro. Shortly after his visit, the NUMEC facility was missing several hundred pounds of uranium.
I don't know, but I've been told uranium ore is worth more than gold. Sold my cad, I bought me a Jeep, I got that bug and I can't sleep. Uranium fever has gone and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand,
I'm going out to stake me some government land.
Elements of the CIA tasked with monitoring the Dimona nuclear plant would make a shocking discovery. While taking samples of the soil around the facility, it was discovered that detectable amounts of uranium-235 were found. Further analysis would show the uranium was highly enriched. So high, in fact, that its enrichment levels were 97.7%, which was a unique signature as that highly enriched uranium was only produced in one place in the world, the NUMEC facility in Apollo, Pennsylvania. The evidence was clear and now compiled into a briefing for President Carter and the NRC in 1976. In this brief, they would claim that weapons-grade uranium was being stolen and diverted to Israel in order to fuel and fund their growing nuclear capabilities. Citing the previously mentioned discovery, as well as using U.S. Department of Energy records, it would show that a whopping 593 pounds of uranium was lost before 1968, and an additional 168 pounds was lost shortly after. Meaning, a total of 761 pounds of nuclear fuel in its most potent state was lost during Shapiro's time at NUMEC. Given the fact that by 1969 it was widely believed that Israel had several small nuclear weapons in its arsenal, believing Shapiro to be the gatekeeper of this operation, allowing agents to come and go as they pleased and take as they needed. Considering his connections to known Mossad agents and his own Zionist views, Shapiro was the main conspirator. Also not helping NUMEC or Zalman's case was that the best excuse they could come up with and account for was a measly 110 pounds out of 761 pounds of uranium-235, claiming that 110 pounds of highly enriched uranium was lost due to it being embedded in workers' clothing, flooring, mechanical scrubbers, and residual deposits in machines used during production. Zalman, Shapiro, and NUMEC would never face any formal or official punishment. The government decided to keep the report quiet and not follow through with charges, as to not upset or strain Israeli relationships and not to anger the Jewish community within the United States, leaving a conservative 600 pounds of weapons-grade uranium-235 unaccounted for and just essentially lost to the ether, according to NUMEC reportings. Many people came out publicly exclaiming Zalman's innocence and asking for his name to be cleared from the report. That being said, I would like to thank you for watching and making it this far, and I would like to hear your comments and thoughts on where you think this uranium went, whether it actually wound up in Israel's hands or some other bad actors in the world. But if you like this, please leave a like, please leave a comment. I really do appreciate it, and it does mean a lot. And if you like my content and like what you've seen, then please subscribe. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it.